Welcome, everybody, to the PodcastDaddy Variety Show. I am your host, your mom's favorite podcast host and streamer, the Podcast Daddy, and this is the very first episode of my solo run podcast. Now, to answer any quick questions, yes, Short Bus Riders and Cannibal Wine Tasting are both axed. No bad blood between me and the other co-host. Just wanted to start doing my own thing. It's nothing against either of them. I just wanted to run my own show. Now, in the pandemic we are currently facing, which is COVID-19, we are hearing a lot of bad news. Infection rates are rising, death rates are rising, but obviously, if we get bad news, there also follows great news. And when I seen this, I almost lost my shit because I am a big, gigantic fan of graphic novels, especially obscure ones that not a lot of people have heard of, but they're them little gems you find while searching through the internet, and when you come across a couple of them, you just think, yes, finally. And with a recent increase in media picking up comic books and graphic novels and making them into live-action videos, live-action videos and TV series, there's a couple of them that I'm still waiting for, but not a lot of them are going to get picked up, which I understand, like Crossed. Crossed will never be a TV show or get an adaptation, which I've come to grips with that because it is gory, violent, a lot of forced cuddling, if you get my point. But I did get hit with this little gem of beauty right here. Robert Downey Jr. drops Marvel for new DC Comics show Sweet Tooth on Netflix. Now, what I am so excited for is what I was worried about to begin with is Robert Downey Jr. is done with Marvel, completely done with them, and I thought, great. So what's his next move? Because I'm a gigantic Robert Downey Jr. fan, so I was wondering what his next move in the career in the film industry was. And if this is the next move, I am so fucking excited. Robert Downey Jr. has announced his next project, Netflix series Sweet Tooth. The show is adapted from the DC Comics series of the same name by Jeff Lemire, marking a leap for the Iron Man actor from Marvel to DC. Downey Jr. shares the news on Twitter, confirming he and his producing partner and wife, Susan Downey, would be helming the show. I'm so excited because the person who picked up Preacher, which another one of my all-time favorite graphic novels, Seth Rogen picked that up, and also The Boys. And we have seen how both of those are gigantic hits on Hulu and on Amazon Prime. If you have not watched either of those, I greatly recommend you going and at least watching the first season of Preacher. It may not be for everybody, but at least give it a try. It is beautifully written. It is beautifully made. You get indulged with the characters. This is not a Preacher stream, I promise. Or podcast. The sweetest things are worth waiting for. Susan and I are producing Susan and I are producing a Netflix original series, Sweet Tooth, based on the comic by Jeff Lemire. Can't wait to share it with you all. Sweet Tooth follows Gus, a boy who is part deer who leaves his home in the forest to discover a brand new world. He joins a makeshift family full of other animal children to make sense of his existence. Robert Downey Jr. will not star in Sweet Tooth, instead casting Christian Convery, I can't read half these names. Holy shit. James Brolin. Who is James Brolin? I've never see a lot of these new actors they bring up. James Brolin. Okay. Okay. This is going to sound weird for the podcast audience. But I had to look up James Brolin real quick because that name sounded familiar. When it comes to new actors when it comes to the new generation of actors, I have to look them up because I don't remember anybody, and they just keep coming out, and they're like, oh, so and so's doing this. I'm like, I have the slightest fucking idea who that is. Robert Downey Jr. Okay, so the Netflix series will feature 8 one-hour episodes written by Jim Mickle and Beth Schwartz, with Mickle also directing. That I have an issue with the hour episodes because I have the attention span of a caffeinated squirrel. So 1 hour episodes really, you have to really catch my attention for me to keep watching. The only show that I've ever seen that can really keep my attention the entire hour is Shameless. And I just restarted watching Shameless because I watched the last season, which amazing. I would love to give a review, but I don't give that much of a shit on reviewing TV shows. So let's go back to the article, finish it up, and then unfortunately this is followed by bad news in the media world. But let's finish this and we'll go right back to it. Downey Jr. most recently starred in Dolittle as the eponymous. I really need to build up on my reading skills. As the eponymous director, also produced under his team Downey Banner. Oh wow, he has his own. Oh okay. So elsewhere, Downey Jr. recently told BBC Radio 1 that he would have liked to play Clint Brockway Hawkeye in the Marvel Cinematic Universe if he hadn't been cast as Iron Man. That I don't think would have worked. If you want me to be completely honest, I don't think Robert Downey Jr. as Hawkeye would have exactly been the best thing. Mostly because the way Robert Downey Jr. acts is a lot more parallel to the way that Tony Stark in the comics acts, if that makes any sense. Now, with good news, we also get followed by news that makes me want to put my child through the wall. Not because my child irritates me, but because this is so fucking dumb. Now, I'm going to say this before I continue on. I do not know the validity of this article because I have not heard it anywhere else. So if there's a confirmation about this, please send it. Go to the Discord or send it to me on Twitter and let me know if this is actual or if this is just somebody making a satire article, which is found a lot nowadays, and it's hard to tell which is which. Disney drops Deadpool and Jack Sparrow for less toxic female characters. Okay. This is where my issue lies. Let's read the article and then I'm going to go over why I think this whole female movement is dumb in movies, but I'm going to go through this, I'm going to read it and then do what I do. As the Disney dinosaurs, old school producers and the like begin to head into retirement, their bottom line is becoming a lot younger and more liberal. This is resulting in the sudden burst of diversity in beloved Disney IPs. Yay. So excited to get more liberal shit out of Disney. Yeah, I really can't explain it more than fucking yay. Disney recently acquired all of 20th Century Fox's film rights last year when they bought the company, and while they are excited to introduce some of the new heroes into their existing Marvel Cinematic Universe, they aren't that excited about Deadpool or his sequels. Why not? He makes you fucking money. He makes you a shit ton of money. That movie was a fucking box office hit on the first one. Yeah, it was a rated R Marvel movie. And not now, benefit of the doubt, it's not the first rated R Marvel movie, but it's the first one that people seen. And as soon as it released, everybody's like, yes, we have to go. We have to see this. We have to make this a big thing so we can get more. We need more rated R Marvel movies. We need more violence. We need more action. We need more comics that go into the grittier side. Not comics. We need more movies that are going into the grittier side of the comic books, not just the lighthearted, here's a couple jabs, here's bright colors, boom, box office hit. No, we need more of the grittier shit. Okay, back to the article. After the acquisition of Fox, Disney did announce that they'd continue to produce rated R Deadpool movies under the Fox banner, now legally known as 20th Century Studios, but that has since changed. Ryan Reynolds said the merger meant that the Deadpool films would be going in a completely new direction due to Disney's family-friendly visage. This has apparently changed, as Disney are seemingly distancing themselves from Merc with the Mouth, despite both previous films being box office hits. Bounding into Comics reported Rob Liefeld, creator of Deadpool, lashed out at Disney Marvel for abandoning the third installment. Good. Fuck them. Serious. Fuck them. If you are gonna drop one of your biggest fucking movie cash cows, then fuck you. That's all I can say about that is just fuck right off. It's so dumb that you are going to throw away what could possibly be one of the biggest ideas that came out of it, since obviously we're out of the Infinity Gauntlet saga that we just seen finished with Endgame. I want to say last year released Endgame, if I know my nerd shit correctly. We need something new to come in and replace the revenue that you're going to lose with no longer having a saga. And you guys are going to take 50 years to continue this new saga that nobody has any idea. The first Marvel movie we get this year to start the saga off is Black Widow, who fucking died in Endgame. Why couldn't we get that Marvel movie before she fucking died? Everybody else got a beginning one. I mean, Jesus, we got 3 Iron Man films before he fucking died at the end of Endgame. So why do we need a Black Widow movie now? When she is dead, she sacrificed herself. Cool, we get a backstory. I don't give a fuck about a backstory. I want to continue on with the sagas that you guys are trying to produce. Not just, hey, she's dead. We need a cash grab because we have no fucking idea what we're doing right now. Here's a Black Widow backstory. Have fucking fun. Blow me. Deadpool isn't the only male character that Disney plans on phasing out. Despite the demand and hype for the return of Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow in the beloved Pirates of the Caribbean film series, Disney have opted to go a different direction altogether and instead replace him with a female protagonist. I'm going to fucking blow my brains out. Why? 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 We do not need this. The decision to abandon a beloved male protagonist is not a professional, but rather a personal choice made by the newcomers at both Disney and Marvel. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Okay. Bisha K. Alley is a part of the new bottom line of Disney Marvel, and she is penning the script for the upcoming Disney Plus original Marvel's Miss Marvel. Fucking A. I knew it was going to happen. I seen it coming. I seen this fucking coming. Bisha is a screenwriter and stand-up comedian. Yeah, stand-up comedian. No, yeah, definitely a great stand-up comedian, isn't she? Is a screenwriter and stand-up comedian known for her personal and political comedy. I bet she just makes the best. After this, I'm gonna look up what kind of comedy she made as a performer. Bisha is frequently on the Guilty Feminist. Oh my god. It's like I can't read this without my brain hurting. I cannot read this without my fucking head wanting to explode. As a performer, Bisha is frequently on the Guilty Feminist podcast, and she co-hosts the BBC Radio 4 podcast Grown Up Land, where she discussed the pandemic of toxic masculinity and pop culture. It's shit like this that makes me think this is a satire article, because nobody can be that fucking blind to toxic masculinity or be that blindsided to think, oh, we need to remove all these characters that have made money to replace them with strong female characters. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with this. And especially opening up with, Obama is dreamy, Bisha said in her Grown Up Land podcast. He sings, he dances, he cries, whereas Trump is basically toxic masculinity 101. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. This blows my mind that we actually want to believe somebody that says Trump is basically toxic. We are letting this person run shit or be a voice. Oh my god. Why are we letting this run or be part of anything without no say? It's like, hey, I said this. Oh, that's a great fucking idea. Well, let's have her do it. No, fuck, God. In the podcast, Bisha asserts that men who don't openly cry in public have dangerous underlying mental health issues that will most likely result in him violently lashing out at women, i.e. beating them and abusing them. That's not exactly true. Most people don't like to cry in public because most women will take advantage of that. They will see you're crying and they'll be like, wow, look at this little bitch. Look at him crying. Like a little, insert my favorite word here because I can't exactly say it. But no. Stop trying to take out men in everything. Why do we need females? Why do we need female characters for everything? Yes, I get female representation, but what's going to happen when it's all females and all your movies tank because you guys are trying to push this hard fucking narrative? This hard narrative of straying woman. But what's going to happen when nobody goes to watch Marvel movies anymore? Because it's just going to be like, wow, fuck. Great. Now we get to go watch another Marvel movie where, strong woman. Yay. Pandering. Love it. We all love pandering so fucking much, don't we? She goes on to discuss how toxic masculinity is enforced onto our youth via pop culture through toxic masculine characters like superhero and the like. The Miss Marvel showrunner has also deleted over 5,000 controversial tweets, some of which were alleged to be calling for violence against white men. So you're gonna do the same thing that you go after other people for doing. Like, who was it? The director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 made, I think, a child diddling joke, like so many years back. I don't know the specific details. I just know he made a child diddling joke, and he got flamed everywhere. Basically got called a pedophile. People wanted his head on a fucking spike. And that was terrible. That was awful. We never want him to work on anything. We never want him to do another fucking project with Disney or Marvel because we can't have that sort of toxicity in this company. That's just uncalled for. But you can delete 5,000 tweets and still have a job. This is peak hypocrisy, is what it is. It is top tier hypocrisy. Donna previously commented that she had absolute no interest in the toxic culture of comic books and superheroes, and like Bisha K, Allie has discussed toxic male and the fragile male ego on several of her podcasts. What fragile male ego? It's not fragile male ego. It's you motherfuckers taking what we have, what we want, what has basically shaped us and molded us into the people we are today, which the media is not to blame. If you think the media is to blame about anything, about the way anybody is raised, you are fucking retarded. It's not the media. This goes back to my know the difference between media and real life. Okay? Because I grew up playing violent video games. I grew up listening to songs about rape, violence, murder, all of the worst shit in this world. I grew up on that, and I am a sane human being. And if you can't differ between the media and reality, you don't need to be participating in it. And if you think that we are formed from this, you need to take a step the fuck back. And then, of course, here's the tweet by Dana Schwartz. Men really need to take a deep breaths. And then somebody replied, so when you're on Instagram, is there a mention that you're passionate about comic books in a medium where frauds are spotted like criminals casing a bank? How do you truly believe you'll write something interesting? I would say good luck, but that would imply you give a shit beyond your own upward mobility. So how about don't fuck up a comic character created by a company that is that is my point right there. If you don't know shit about the character, if you don't even I'm not saying you have to read every single issue that comes across. I'm not saying that whatsoever, because not many people do. I haven't read every issue of Spider-Man or every issue of Batman or every issue of Deadpool. But I know if I was on a creative team working on a previously made IP, I would want to respect its roots and where it came from, maybe throwing a little splash, but still staying true to the character. I think that's one thing that really irritates me is when people come in and want to work on these previously made IPs, they want a new character, completely new character. Fuck everything that they've built, Like Deadpool. We could have him as a smart-ass, chimichanga eating, basically just a snarky asshole. A snarky, gun-toting, chimichanga eating asshole. And if you want to throw that out, then don't piss and moan when people don't go and see it, or you go on Metacritic or IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes and see the ratings are below 3 stars. They only get 2 stars, and it's like, well, this dropped because of toxic masculinity. No, it dropped because you're a retarded cunt. That's why. That's why the ratings dropped. And you guys wanted to make a whole new thing that didn't need to be fucking made at all. I'm gonna get a fucking headache doing all this shit. Holy fuck. We've already seen classic film franchises like Star Wars change, and according to insiders, the future of the sci-fi fantasy series is female-centric. Okay. I'm probably gonna only read a little bit more of this because this is it's getting under my skin that I feel as though females are ruining comics and media. Not all, but the feminist push that fucker into hyperdrive. Toxic females are pushing that fucker into overdrive, and it's just not gonna go well for anybody that thinks this is a good idea. That's just how it's gonna go. It's no big secret that Disney are mainly focusing on female characters across the board. The next phase in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is mostly female. Natalie Portman will be taking over as the Mighty Thor. Ironheart will take over for Iron Man. Shuri will become the Black Panther, and She-Hulk will replace the Hulk. Deadpool and Jack Sparrow are very masculine and charismatic heroes. They are strong and confident. These qualities are considered to be toxic by the new writers at Disney Marvel, and this is why they are being replaced or outright cut. Aurora New Dawn lists the following masculine traits as being toxic. Being stoic. I don't know what that means. Being promiscuous. Females are promiscuous too, you dumb cunt. Being heterosexual. Females can be heterosexual too, you dumb cunt. Being dominant. Females can be dominant too, you dumb cunt. Risk-taking. Females can be risk-taking too, you dumb cunt. The hypocrisy in this it's blinding. It's really blinding. Oh my God. In a nutshell, these traits can be used to describe both Deadpool and Jack Sparrow. These are the toxic traits that new writers at Disney and Marvel are trying to avoid including in their male characters. Unfortunately, some male protagonists are just too white and too male for the new readers to tackle, and therefore they are being dropped. Excited for the future of Disney? Looking forward to see more? No, fuck that. I'm not excited. There is not a single part of me that is even close to. There is not a single part of me that is excited for this. Not a single part of me is excited for this new female wave that is happening. Why? Because none of this sounds appealing. None of this sounds amazing. Oh, we have a new female IP that she's gonna be strong, she's gonna be charismatic, and it's gonna come to the point where females are going to drag their husbands or boyfriends to these movies, no longer the other way around. And this is going to tank the film industry, the comic book industry. It's going to fucking tank it. We've already seen a slow decline in a lot of comic book movies. DC is a pure example of fan service. I just don't see this ending well. I don't. And being a comic book fan, this really breaks my heart because I really like comic books and I love graphic novels, but it's just not going to end well for anybody. Not at all. Oh, so one more topic about females in media. If you've been on Twitter, you have obviously seen, I don't exactly know her name. After what she says, I could really give a shit less what her name is. Oh God, it's full screen. If you've been on Twitter, you've obviously seen what many have called her Dear Girl. She's been causing a lot of controversy, and she is Twitch's new she's Twitch's new security. Basically, she represents the security of Twitch, which we all know is kind of hit or miss a lot of the times. I mean, Alinity flashed a titty and boom, still is a Twitch. Well, I can't remember if she got banned for that or not. I think she got like a 30-day ban and then back. I mean, showing a whole ass titty like bloop, still is a channel. So Twitch's moderate. I mean, I'm on Twitch. I love Twitch. You know, I've kind of got my footing there. But sometimes you're kind of like, really, dude, you couldn't switch it up a little bit. So this is Twitch's new head of security and moderation.
No, I'm just not cool with white supremacy, y'all. It's really not that. I think a lot of you gamers.
No, you know, many of us are against white supremacy. I'm gonna finish the clip and then I'll give my 2 cents about it.
Gamers are actually white supremacists. Sorry, just a fact of how I feel, which is not actually white supremacists.
Okay,
gamers.
Let's rewatch that one more time because I want you to get the full effect of what was just said.
Are actually white supremacists. No, I'm just not cool with white supremacy, y'all. It's really not that. I think a lot of you gamers are actually white supremacists. Sorry, just a fact of how I feel, which is not.
Most of you gamers are white supremacists. Yes, most people who play video games as a pastime or use it to kind of wind down from a long day of work, you're a white supremacist. You turn on your PS4, you support Hitler. You turn on a game on Steam, you want all the Jews gone. You even speak a word in voice chat. You are starting hate speech. You are trying to raise a white nationalist world by playing video games. How fucking dare you? How dare you want to be a white supremacist by playing video games? You are trash. You are absolute trash. In what world does that make sense? In what single world does that little blurb even make a close smidgen of a fucking sense? And this is a person who is now in control of a lot of shit on Twitch. There's a couple more clips I want to look up that give a perfect example. And I can't remember her name. That's how much in my brain when everybody just, when it comes to this, everybody just gives their own opinion and doesn't actually post the clips without their commentary on it. So I can't find the original clips and I don't feel like hunting them down. But a lot of this it's weird. It's a fun thing to see. It's definitely dear girl shit. I'm just gonna put that out there. All right, last thing in media is we're gonna go to. This was released last Friday. As many of you know, 6ix9ine has gotten out of prison for being a rat, basically snitching on everybody and anybody to get his ass out of prison and to not get fucked up. And he, of course, everybody knows, when you get out of prison, you have to release a song. It just comes with the territory. So, 6ix9ine, if you can see right here, 6ix9ine believes Billboard is about to cheat him out of number 1. You're not getting number 1 because people like your song. You're getting number 1 because it's becoming a meme. And we all know when a song becomes a meme, it gets really, really fucking big. So let's watch this, and we'll stop and give critiques at points.
I'm gonna make this real quick because I'll be real disappointed if Billboard gets paid for number 1s, somehow manipulate the charts. I want the whole world to see this.
Billboard usually manipulates charts because they want what they see as top charting to be at the top. So, I think they've been doing that even before I've been alive, even before most of my generation has been alive, so
because what I'm about to show you is a forecast, right, of what every label in the world gets. Atlantic, Interscope, Republic, Columbia, Sony, Universal Music, every label gets this, right?
He knows his record labels. I'll give him that. He does. I hate this because it's like on the Cleveland show where he had that notepad where he was checking off things for his son, Cleveland Brown, his son Junior, and it was marked dumb and smart. And right now I'm just chalking it up on both because he sounds kind of educated when he talks. Like, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. But on the other hand, you have a song that goes, ha ha, big mad, big sad.
This forecast was today, Friday. So it was sent yesterday. This is the forecast from yesterday, right? Number 1, Doja Cat, Say So. Number 2, 6ix9ine, Gooba. Number 3, The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. 4, Megan Thee Stallion. Number 5, Ariana Grande.
I just want to put this out here. I don't know how any of the songs from The Weeknd's new album is on the Billboard top, because I thought that album was extremely underwhelming. Just putting that out there.
Stuck with You. Last night, which is completely illegal, last night, last second, like last hour, Stuck With You by Ariana Grande submits 60,000 units out of nowhere. Completely out of nowhere. This is the forecast they sent every label. It puts Ariana Grande with Stuck With You at 43.7, which jumps 12 points. They went from being 5th place to 1st place out of nowhere.
Well, okay, that's mostly because a lot of people like Ariana Grande. A lot of people love Ariana Grande. That's why. It's not because they cheated you. It's because maybe people finally got the hint that, hey, Ariana Grande released a new song. Oh shit, let's give it a listen. Obviously, your new song's not going to be played on the radio. Ariana Grande's new song is going to be played on the radio. More it gets played on the radio, more people look it up on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you use to stream music. It's going to get played more. So it's not they're gypping you out of shit. They just found out that the pop star, who's actually rising pretty, who actually has quite a decent fan base. I mean, Jesus Christ. From Nickelodeon to here, of course it's going to jump up. What do you say? It was number 5? Of course it's going to jump up 4 spots in the span of a couple days. She has a lot of teenage fans that have, have one of these phones that can stream music. And when you have people that constantly stream the song, I'm going to do this one more time. It's going to jump up. No matter what.
Right? It puts Gooba 40 points. So Gooba never jumps to number 1, but Ariana jumps from number 5 to number 1. And then they post for a very limited time. So Billboard, I'll be real disappointed because this is for every rapper, artist in the world, every genre. If you manipulate the charts, right, and you create bundles, let's go to Gooba, right? Let's go.
Again, most rappers actually produce good songs that have more of a meaning than, again, let me look up, if I could actually spell that right. Let's just go to the lyrics of Gooba. Because I can't. This, and you're wondering why the song didn't get major play. Drop it down and wobble, wobble up. Mommy boot it up. She got down and gobble, gobble up 'cause my money up. Slide, slide in the Bentley trucka, the Wraith trucka. Your bestie is a dick sucka. I big dub her. Assalamu alaikum. I can't say that. I never could say that word. So, he's mad. She's mad. Big sad. Ha ha. Don't care. Stay mad. Aha. 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 What part of that do you think people will want to have that as number 1 on the Billboard charts? Just saying. Just putting that out there. Peak lyricism usually gets you somewhere, but peak retardation gets you places too.
Go to Gooba real quick. Gooba streamed over 200 million streams. More than Stuck With You, Doja Cat, more than every artist that released a song this week. Double the times. It's a landslide, right? Doja Cat is, I believe it was Sony. Sony placed an audit to Billboard, and they said, we want to see your numbers because we're not comfortable being number 3. We want number 1. I think they said we're comfortable with Tekashi being number 1, but why are we number 3? So Universal Music has put an audit in, and Sony has put an audit in because
I don't know. I don't feel bad for the dude. You snitched on a lot of people. You snitched on a lot of fucking people, and your song is not exactly the lyrical message you could put out. So I really don't feel bad when I hear, "Oh, I'm not number 1. I'm not number 1." Like, okay, well, sucks to suck. Guess you shouldn't have been a fucking rat, you know. So the last thing that I'm going to cover today. Now, as many of you know, I'm from Michigan. Actually, I know it's shit because I can't exactly bring it up, but I do have a Michigan tattoo, so I'm proud of my state. I am very proud of the home state I am in. My governor, on the other hand, I can't fucking stand her, especially during this whole COVID-19 thing. Why? Why do you... She has done so much to piss off the state, including pushing the stay-at-home order back to, I think, May 20-something. I know she's pushed it back farther, but people are still going out. We're not listening whatsoever. So why do you keep doing this? Why do you think we're going to fucking listen to you at any time? At any time, why do you think we're going to be like, oh, well, fuck, Whitmer said we can't do this. I guess we got to listen now. And we got represented. Yes, instead of being represented by, well, I would say Tom Petty, but that's a rough slope, being represented by Tom Petty. Really, the only two big celebrities that I could think of in this time that we could be represented by is either the Insane Clown Posse or Eminem, because they have a lot more. They would have a lot more ideas instead of some random person or a governor who looks like she really doesn't even care for the best of Michigan. She's just swinging her political dick like, hey, look what I've done. Look what I've done for the state. Look how we're listening to the stay-at-home order. We're doing such a great job. While her state, oh, we are hating her fucking guts. Oh, I'm following a Facebook group that is, and I don't even follow it because I went out of my way to look at it. I got tagged and I got sent an invite to a Michigan loyal group, and it is just flame after flame after flame of hating Whitmer. Now we got represented on The View, and I don't have high hopes for what she says, if you want me to be completely honest.
I want to ask you, Michigan has the 4th highest number of coronavirus deaths in the country.
Hey, at least we're in the top something. Fucking get at us, boys.
And not only are you trying to keep everyone safe, but you're also dealing with armed protesters against your stay-at-home orders. These protesters...
Okay, now I'm all for protests. I'm all for freedom of speech. I'm all for freedom of protest. But bringing a machine gun to a protest is kind of taking that line where it's like, yes, we support this. Well, here's my machine gun. Oh. I still support it, but we really could have done without the guns, man. I mean, that just makes it look like first person to pop off. Shit's hitting the fan. That's all I can say. Shit is hitting the fan fucking hard.
Are they hindering the state's ability to contain the virus in any way?
Well, I'll start with this. You know, Michigan is a state of almost 10 million people, and the vast majority of people in my state are doing the right thing, and they are taking...
No, we're not. We're not paying attention to the stay-at-home order. We're not paying attention to the social distancing. We are not paying to a single fucking thing you're saying. So if you think you have any merit, you are retarded.
In this seriously. I am going to stay tethered to the science, the epidemiology. I'm going to make decisions based on facts, not based on, political rhetoric or tweets for that matter. We're going to stay focused.
Oh, if you paid attention to the tweets, you would hate your life. Your entire life, you would fucking hate it.
Because what we're doing is working. We have seen our trajectory drop. We have seen our ability to test ramp up, and the number of positives continue to decline. What we're doing is.
Didn't Whoopi Goldberg at the beginning of this say that we are number 4 in the death rate? So how are we hitting the curve if we're currently sitting at number 4? Those, I guess, in my mind, those numbers just don't make sense to me. in my head, those numbers just don't make a lick of fucking sense to me.
It's working. So these protests, they do undermine the effort. And it's very clearly a political statement that is playing out where people are coming together from across the state. They are congregating. They are not wearing masks. They are not staying 6 feet apart. And then they go back home into communities. And the risk of perpetuating the spread of COVID-19 is real. We've seen it happen. And that's why, while I respect people's right to dissent, they need to do it in a way that is.
We need to do it in a way that makes it where she doesn't look like she's doing a bad thing. We need to do it in a way that makes her look good to the rest of the country. That's basically what she's saying is, you guys can do this, but if it makes me look bad, I'm pushing this fucking stay-at-home order, and you motherfuckers are going to be forced to stay home longer. Like, come on, dude. Everybody is outside. Everybody is driving. Everybody's going to the stores or going to community areas. What the fuck do you think pushing the stay-at-home order is going to do beyond pissing off everybody in your fucking state?
Responsible and does not put others at risk.
Governor, I was really struck by the fact that you've described the protests as some of the worst racism and awful parts of our history. And you even said that there were swastikas, Confederate flags, and nooses present. On a recent call, you asked Vice President Pence.
Yeah, a lot of people have, which this one I very much disagree with. I think this is kind of a shot below the belt. Calling Whitmer Hitler, that's kind of pushing the line. I mean, I don't like her as much as the next person, but calling her Hitler, that's really pushing it. I think what she's doing is dumb, but again, comparing her to a Nazi leader, that's sort of pushing the narrative into overdrive.
If he could discourage the protesters, do you think you will get his support? And given Trump's tweets to liberate Michigan, make a deal with protesters, do you feel the administration is helping?
Whitmer, this is Sarah. Sarah, you've become the target of vicious, violent private Facebook groups that say you should be beaten and
Oops. Oopsie.
lynched. Some of those people plan to attend a rally at the state capitol this Thursday. And also this week, the Capitol Commission delayed a decision on banning firearms. Are you at all?
Oh, no. See, that's opening up a whole can of worms. Trying to ban guns in Michigan. That's opening up a whole can of fucking worms. Oh, if she thinks that's going to actually do something, holy shit. Oh, have so much fucking fun with that. There's a certain area where she says the more we protest, the more likely it is to push the stay-at-home order, and that's what I'm trying to find right now.
Fearful for your personal safety?
Well, I would be not truthful if I said it didn't bother me. It certainly does. I'm fortunate that the Michigan State Police is an incredibly talented professional organization that oversees the security of myself and my family, and I'm grateful for that. But the fact of the matter is, Michigan Capitol is one of the few capitals in the country where people can come with bearing arms. And what we saw last week and what we anticipate seeing tomorrow is those arms being used to intimidate others, to being brandished in a way that is to strike fear into others. And
again, we could have done this protest without the guns. That's kind of like taking it and punching that bitch into, fifth gear. But yeah, that's just me. I feel everybody has their right to protest, but again, guns, fifth gear. kind of just how I see it.
That is not legal activity. And so this is a terribly concerning development in that we have legislators who are showing up to work wearing bulletproof vests. That is disenfranchising thousands of people in our state if their legislator doesn't feel safe enough to go to work and to do what their job.
Most people in Michigan don't feel safe to step outside their fucking house because people are retarded, because people are dumb and are doing drugs and they're afraid they're going to get stabbed by some fucking druggie walking down the street. Fuck the legislators. Now you motherfuckers get to see how we feel.
Is. No one should stand in our way of doing our jobs. And I respect people's right to dissent, but that does not extend to endangering other people's lives, and we take it very seriously.
Governor, it's Megan. Maybe it's the opinion of politicians that these protesters are just violent racists, but the Michigan State Legislature has...
Hold the fuck. Protesters are violent racists? What? She's white. Most of the people there are fucking white. It's not... Oh, Jesus Christ. Nobody is a racist towards Whitmer.
Actually filed a lawsuit against you, claiming that your state of emergency extension to May 28th is unlawful. Since they did not approve it, are you acting beyond your authority here? And do you understand why there are so many concerned citizens about government overreach at this point?
So the day this is recorded is May 18th, 2020. That's 10 more days. She wanted to push this back for whatever. Like I said, the only reason she's pushing this back is to swing her political dick in front of everybody. To just show, hey, look what I'm doing for my state. Aren't I so great for doing this for my state? You guys aren't doing as much as me. I think you need to realize that. You're not doing as much as I am doing for this entire state. I think I am doing the greatest thing ever. Fuck out of here.
Point.
Of course. And you know what? I think that is a robust debate that we should absolutely have. The fact of the matter is, every decision that I've made has been on the right side of the Constitution and always centered by epidemiology, facts, and science, and to save lives. Michigan's had a uniquely tough time with COVID-19. We are the 10th largest state by population in this country, and yet for many weeks we have...
Michigan's the 10th highest in population. I don't know. I think I find that funny because Michigan, all we have in this state, all we can do is just smoke, drink, and fuck. That's all we do here. So of course we're gonna be the 10th largest fucking state in population because all we do is drink, smoke, and fuck. Okay, sorry. I find that comical. Oh, okay. Back to this.
Had the third highest number of COVID-19 cases. We still are number 3 when it comes to the number of deaths in our country. And that's...
Hold on. Are we number 3 or are we number 4 is the real question, because at the beginning of the interview, we heard Whoopi Goldberg say 4. Now, she may have got her facts wrong. Are we 3 or 4? That's where I want to know, because that obviously affects an opinion if we're number 3 or we're number 4. I mean, it's a simple increase of numbers, but it's still a good amount of increase in numbers.
Required that we take this seriously, that we take action. We've seen our numbers show that this action is working. We have undoubtedly saved lives. And anyone who is contributing to people not observing best practices and endangering others is undermining all of that work. We've taken these actions. We can't let all of the sacrifice that's been made be made in vain and watch people drop social distancing and go back to life as normal and run the...
I will agree with that. When this whole thing is over, I hope people stick with the social distancing. Because y'all motherfuckers need to learn personal space. That's what it is. Personal fucking space. Get out of my ass. Get out of my ass when I'm at the gas station. Get out of my ass when I'm anywhere. You don't need to be that fucking close to me. That I will agree with. I hope after this people still stick to social distancing. It's basically just, the last bit of this video is just her saying... So basically at the end of it, Michigan, we need to stop listening to whatever she's trying to trying to fucking say here. So that has been the very first episode of the Podcast Daddy Variety Show. Thank you very much for joining me. Now, if you want to follow me on any social media, I am at twitter.com/enoughsnuff, instagram.com/podcastdaddy, twitch.tv/podcastdaddy, where I am live Tuesday through Saturday, 2 or 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless it's Saturday and I do normal stream, and then it's Saturday night. It's Saturday night stream with the boys, and that's 9 p.m. until all of us decide to quit playing. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. So this next part of the podcast is my interview with SavageLife. I recorded it last Friday. It was a wonderful podcast where we talked about being young parents and the current state of Twitch. I hope you enjoy. Here you go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the PodcastDaddy Variety Show. And today, for the first episode, we are interviewing SavageLife, a Twitch streamer that I think I found through a Facebook group page, if you want me to be completely honest.
Yeah, I think you did, actually.
Yeah.
Well, one of the many that I'm in.
God, those groups are the greatest, the greatest farming place for just cringy ass content.
Cringy ass content, and it's like touch and go. You either get like really, really toxic people, or you get really, really nice people, and you just never know until you join the group.
Yeah, and then you see some of their Twitch streams, you're like, all right, this is pretty entertaining, and try to interact with chat. Nothing. Not a single word. Doesn't say a single word to anybody in chat.
That is my biggest pet peeve when I'm trying to find new streamers to watch, is when I go in and, like, even if they have like a good couple of viewers, but like if they're just lurkers, if they don't say anything at all, like they should be commentating their gameplay, or just constantly talking. I mean, I do, but it's really strange when you actually try and say like, oh hey, like what are you streaming? Like how's your day gone? And they just blank you. You're like, oh, okay then.
Oh fuck me, right? Glad I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
That, or if you're in there and you're like, hey, what's going on, and then completely blindside you, but there's only like 2 other people chatting and doesn't even acknowledge you exist, and it's like, oh, okay, glad I'm sitting here trying to start a conversation when these 2 other people are having a conversation of their own. Fuck me, right?
Yeah, totally. Like if they've got like regulars in, or if they only talk to people with like their sub badges, and it's just sometimes I think streamers can be very self-entitled. Like you get a lot of that in those groups. Like I put my live post up and nobody came to watch my stream. Like fuck these guys, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but I mean, you can't expect to just get your viewers from a Facebook group with 14,000 members, all of them posting live posts.
Yeah, and most of them are like, no offense, but a lot of them are a lot more entertaining than what some. Like I'm not saying you in general, but what you're posting isn't exactly like entertaining shit.
Totally. Or when their live posts say nothing apart from their link.
Yeah, it's like,
so
I'm
don't
live.
Know what they're playing. Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. What are you playing? How are you feeling today? Do I at least get a picture or something to give context of what you look like, or are we just gonna play blind ball here and hope for the best?
Totally. And then like you get some groups that like have it in the rules that you can't just put like a link and be like, oh, come to my stream. And then like they'll just, I've seen recently in one of the groups, I don't know if you're in that group, but you get like guys posting pictures that like are like shirtless in like short shorts, and they're sat there like, oh well, since girls can do it, I can do it too.
Oh my god.
And like they're totally just like totally hitting on the streamers that I'm not going to say use their body for views, but that's pretty much what they do. Like if you're an attractive female with your tits out, you're going to get so many more clicks on your going live post.
Dude, I was about to say, I'm saying if I was a female and I had huge knockers, I would use them to my advantage 100%.
Exactly, and you would, like, because women do, like, any human does. You use what you have to get what you need / want.
Exactly. So when, sex sells. So obviously, if somebody has huge knockers, you're going to get views. It's not fucking rocket science.
Exactly. And I think when those same women that post, it's mainly, this is going to be like a really blanketing statement, but it's mainly like cosplayers, I find, that are sat there in like their really skimpy cosplay outfits. You go to their stream and they're sat there like wrapped in a blanket and you can like just see their eyes. And it's like, okay, but like I get why they're doing it, so then they get the clicks and the views, but like those people who clicked on them for their tits aren't going to stay because the tits aren't there.
Tits ain't out, I ain't staying. General rule.
Exactly.
Like if you
it's like
if you have your tits out,
so
yeah. If you have your tits out and you're like going live post, and I show up and there's no tits, that's false advertising, my dude. And I don't deal well with false advertising. Just saying.
Exactly. Don't fuck with that. Do not fuck with that at all. Which is why, like, when I post my pictures, I take a photo of me at that moment sat at my desk, because my Twitch profile picture, I'm in like full makeup. I've got my hair done. Like, there's a filter on it and stuff.
Ooh,
and if
girl.
people click on that picture, like, oh, this girl's got like full makeup on, like, oh, I don't know if people look at me and think, oh, she's pretty, but some people must, because I've got a partner. He must think I'm pretty, I hope.
Dude, he ripped a loud ass fart. So if you could still find him attractive after that,
honestly,
full
that's
game.
just 4 years of a relationship. Like, honestly, romance is absolutely out the window. Like, literally, he was waiting for his eldest to go to bed so then he could play 7 days, and he just posted in the 7 days to die chat on my Discord, just gonna get laid, BRB. And literally turned to me and was like, wanna smash while the kids are occupied? And that was it. We just went and then we smashed, and then he went back and he played 7 days to die. Like, the romance is like just gone when the kids are in the house.
Well, I mean,
like...
you only, when you have kids, you only have like a small window to do the naked mamba. So you're gonna take it. You're not gonna sit here and try and like romance them or try and be all smooth. You're gonna be like, dude, we have a bedroom, kids occupied. Do you want to go have a quickie real quick?
Exactly, and like, it's just the way that relationships progress. I think, because obviously, like, when you're first starting, like, you're still trying to like woo each other, like
kind of feel each other out, like kind of feel each other, like
exactly.
what you like, what they like, what irritates them, what irritates you with them. So when you get, more into the relationship, in the beginning, it's like, oh, this bothers you. I'm sorry, I won't do it. Now it's like, oh, a fucking K, go in the other room. Like, I've done
literally, like, exactly what was happening before the podcast. Like, if this was like 3 months into the relationship, he'd have been like, okay, I'm really sorry, I'll talk quieter, or I'll keep quiet just while you're doing this podcast, and then we can talk after. And he was literally just sat there like, nah, get me involved. I've got the best banter in the world. Fuck you. Go in the bedroom if you don't want to hear me talk. And I'm like, okay, fine. So, like, it's sometimes, I think, at the start of a relationship, you find certain things endearing, which then turn into irritating the more you get into a relationship.
Oh, yes. I can 100% agree with that. Like, when I first started, dating my wife, she's very opinionated, very headstrong, always has something to say. And in the beginning, I was like, oh, that's great. I'm opinionated too. We're both headstrong. Now, 3 years later, I'm like, will you just shut the fuck up?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm a very stubborn person. And Aaron used to be like, I like that you just get what you want when you want it, and you don't back down. Like, you stand your ground. Like, it's a really strong woman, and I like that, and in a girl. And now he's like, okay, I get it. Can you just like shut up now? Okay, I understand that you're not shifting on this, but still, just like shut up. I've had enough. So I'm like, okay.
I think I I think the threat of assault in my household has gone up in the increasing years that we're together. Like, we'll never hit each other, but just like if I'm talking too much or I have one of my days where I just come home and won't shut up at 6 o'clock in the morning, my wife will look at me and be like, next time you open your mouth, I'm throwing a rock at your forehead. And if it hits you, I don't feel bad whatsoever.
Totally. Like, the amount of times that he's been like, oh, Meals, can you just cook dinner? And I'm like, I've cooked dinner for the past, like, 7 nights. And he's like, yeah, I know, but, like, I don't really feel like it. And I'm like, if you don't cook dinner, I will break your legs, and then you'll never cook dinner ever again. And I won't be cooking either, so you'll just have to starve. And then he's like, okay, I guess I'll cook dinner. And I'm like, good. Enjoy cooking.
So, okay, I have a question for you about relationships. How do you settle the decision of who does what? Because me and my wife do rock, paper, scissors, best 2 out of 3. Whoever loses has to go do the thing.
I mean, that depends on, like, what it is. So, with, like, dinner, whoever cooks dinner, the other person does the dishes.
Okay.
So it really just depends on who wants to do the dishes less.
Oh,
So,
I get that.
So yeah, like, if he comes home from work and he's like, oh, I really can't be bothered, I'm like, well, do you want to cook dinner or do you want to do the dishes? And he's like, I guess I'll cook. And I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same with everything, especially my baby. Like, if she absolutely stinks, we take it in turns, because we cannot sit there for 15 minutes arguing about who's going to change her when she's sat in a pile of her own shit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, those
like,
are one of those things where it's kind of like, okay, we got to figure this out. You know, we got to figure this out quick. It doesn't matter who does it, just somebody needs to do it.
Definitely. So I did the last one, so I know now that if she is stinky in the next sort of, like, however long we're here chatting, then I know for a fact that he's going to do it. And if he comes through and asks me, he will be told where to go, because it's his turn.
I was about to say, I
He's like,
I don't plan on this being like a hour and a half, possibly like half an hour, 45 minutes at tops.
yeah, sure, that's absolutely fine. As I said, she's currently just watching her nursery rhymes, because as much as I was one of those parents that no, I was one of those non-parents that looked at parents using screens as a parenting tool and was like, I'm never gonna do that with my kid. Honest to fuck, anybody that
same,
says that is a
same.
downright liar.
Yeah, if you look
Like,
at
they're
me,
just
if you
straight
have
up
a
lying.
toddler and you're like, oh, I'll never use screen time, there are some days where you're just like, well, you just watch TV for like 5 minutes. I have shit that needs to be done. Like, go play with your toys or something. Go color. Like, I just need to get dishes done, and you being up my ass is not helping me whatsoever.
Totally. Like, right now, obviously, she has just learned to crawl in, like, the past week. So I'll go through to the kitchen and I'll start, like, making a cup of tea or something. I'll turn around and almost stand on her because she's followed me. And I'll be like, oh my God, like, can you not just stay in one place for, like, a second? Like, I cannot keep up with you. And yeah, like, it's the worst. Like, she won't eat anything sweet. No, she won't eat anything savory, like, at all. So we tried to feed her, like, we have these little pouches here called Ella's Kitchen. Don't know if you have them in the US.
I've never heard of those.
Okay, so they're like, there was this little girl called Ella, and she had, like, loads and loads of allergies, I think, and she had to eat, like, really healthy, really organic sort of, like, food. And I'm not one of those people. Like, I will smash a Big Mac. Like, I am not a clean eater whatsoever, anything like that. But for my child, I would rather her have the best that she can have until she can make the decisions to eat shit if she wants to.
Yeah.
So, like, there's like chicken casseroles, and there's like Jamaican curried couscous, and there's like all of these weird flavors that we're currently introducing her to, and she just hates them completely. But if there's like a yogurt involved or a smoothie, she's there.
Oh, it's all
high,
about it.
Yeah, honestly. So right now we have to put on there's a YouTube channel called Super Simple Songs.
Okay.
And it is a godsend. She loves it. As soon as it turns up, she knows exactly what it is, and she smiles her little face off, and she loves it. It's just music and really bright animations. So like, it's not like I'm putting fucking Fortnite or Five Nights at Freddy's on for her. Like, it is kid-friendly content because it's just nursery rhymes, but there's moving pictures. So if she's distracted, she will eat the savory stuff, no problem. And then we move on to the dessert, and then the songs can go off because she will actually eat that.
Yeah.
But like the non-parents that sit there, they're like, I am never going to use screen time. I'm never going to ignore my child. Like, the amount of times that she's been like, you know that fake noise that they make, the fake attention noise?
The eh.
Yes. Yeah, just the eh. Like, it's not a cry. Like, there's no effort behind it. Like, the amount of times that I've just been like, uh-huh. And I'll just look at her while she's staring at me and be like, eh, eh. And I'll be like, what? What do you want? And she'll just be like, eh. And then I'll just turn around and carry on with what I'm doing because there's nothing actually wrong with her other than she's just being like, hey, mum, look at me. I exist.
Look, I'm sitting here being chunky. Look at me be chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, the cute, adorable noise is like, oh, they're trying to get my attention. That's so sweet. And then they learn how to talk, and then you're just like, dude, please, for the love of God, stop saying dad. I've heard it 20 times in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I'll be
Yeah.
doing dishes after dinner, and, you know, my wife's out here, and my son will come into the kitchen, and he just stands next to me. I'm like, hey, buddy, what's up? And he's like, just standing.
just standing. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. I'm like, you know, do you need dad to do something? He's like, no, I'm just here. Okay,
What
kid.
in the world?
This is gonna get a lot better as he gets older. I can only see this getting so much more fun.
Oh yeah, like I have an almost 7-year-old right now that has figured out that instead of just asking for something, if he asks a cryptic question, he's more likely to get what he wants. So like when the ice cream truck is coming, he'll be like, do you hear that? I hear something. And we were like, what do you hear? And he's like, I don't know, but it sounds like ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. And we're like, uh-huh. So what do you think it is? And he's like, I don't know. What do you think it is? And he waits for you to say, it's the ice cream truck. And then he's like, oh, wow, there's ice cream? And it's like, you knew there was ice cream, you little shit. Like, you knew that there was ice cream.
Oh, yeah, my kid will do that, but he goes to the I like that. He's in the I like that stage. So if I'm eating like ice cream or something, he'll come up next to me and be like, I like ice cream.
Oh my gosh, my oldest does that too. It's a thing. Like, it's a stage. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, and I just look at him and be like, cool, so does dad. That's why I'm having some.
That's cruel.
Well, I mean, I just seen him smash like 4 granola bars, a dinner, and then an orange. How you are still hungry is beyond me. And how you want a bowl of ice cream.
Oh my god.
So I like how I wanted to talk to you about streaming, but this just turned into the parenting podcast, which I am so cool with.
Oh yeah, it's great to talk to another parent that doesn't pretend to be perfect.
Oh,
I know so
hell
many
no.
parents that are like, oh well, my child only eats fruit for the whole day, and it's just like, right, okay, like shut the fuck up. Like there is no way that you don't give them like, I don't know, like a yogurt that has slightly more sugar and fat in it. Like I sprinkle sugar in my daughter's baby porridge because she won't fucking eat it if I don't.
Well, and I had a friend of mine who was very against like you know, not really like full force smacking a kid right on the ass, but kind of giving them like little tap to, you know, hey, you know, no. And
I get you. Yep.
And I told her, I was like, when he gets older, you're gonna, you know, kind of need to put that foot down. She's like, no, I'll never do that. And I think he is almost 2. And she messages me and she's like, yeah, I can't. Like, I had to. He was just being an absolute shit. And I was like, I told you, dude. I know what I'm doing. I have been through the hell that is 2 years old.
Yeah, it's called the Terrible Twos for a reason. Like,
yeah, it
I
ain't fun.
met Troy when he was 3, so I didn't really get that, but he was also non-verbal. He still doesn't really speak properly, but he's a lot better at it now. But like, I had to learn a whole new language because his sounds just didn't, they weren't coherent. But Aaron could understand everything that he wanted. So me trying to sit there and learn this child's language because his mouth didn't make sounds properly was so difficult. But then it's also mildly infuriating. Like, I know that they can't help it. Like,
yeah, it's frustration.
It's still irritating.
Yeah, it's just frustration because you're like, I want to help you and I want to understand what you're saying, but I can't, and that's frustrating me. Like, I would totally understand if I was in that position, I would get frustrated as a motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. And like, when the Terrible Twos come, they're just figuring out like sounds, and like they maybe might not have been like, they've been walking a year. So like, they're still gonna walk into stuff, and like right now with crawling, like, if Lilith really wants my attention, she'll hit her hands on the floor and then start crying as if it was her head. And I'll be like, you clever little motherfucker.
I was about to say,
I
that's pretty smart for a baby. Like, damn.
Yeah, like, or she'll do something like, she was smashing Mega Blocks. Do you know what a Mega Block is?
Yeah, kind of like the bigger version of Legos.
Yeah, so it's something that
I've stepped on them a couple times.
It's worse than smaller Lego. Oh, they hurt so bad.
Oh yeah, especially when it's 2:00 in the morning and you got to take a piss and you run and all of a sudden you got a Mega Block right up the foot and you just hold back every cuss word you've ever learned in your years of living.
Just like directly penetrating in between the toes of like literally a Mega Block, just like in the toes, is the absolute worst. Like, oh man, it's awful.
Or a
coming
toy soldier.
Coming back to, do you know what? Troy played with them for a couple of months until I banned them from the living room. I was like, if you want to play with your soldiers, they stay in your bedroom, so then you can stand on them. It's just like, you're sat there and you've got like whatever it's called, the little knife on the end of a gun. I can't remember what it's called right
Bayonet.
now. Yeah, you've got like a bayonet like inside your foot, and it's like actually bleeding, and you're like, fuck.
Have kids, they say. It's fun, they say. You'll never want to kick them across the front room, they say.
100%. Like, to be honest, I am fully against like any kind of like physical sort of discipline, but I think that's probably a culture difference between like the UK and America, because I was never hit as a, so it's not really like the norm for me. But like, I would never ever tell somebody not to smack their kid.
Well,
People's parenting is not my business.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm not saying, full force, cock back and, let it all go, but just a little,
totally.
Swat on the ass every now and then. Like, hey, dude, no. Like, I've told you 3 times, and you can. I see you physically look at me and hear me.
Yeah, totally.
That's when a swat on the ass is, like, all right, you're gonna get a swat on the ass because I've seen you looked me dead in the eye and I know you heard me.
Yeah, exactly. And like, going back to streaming, actually, how do you manage streaming on the days that you have your son?
My kid goes to daycare. So, and I have like a 2-hour grace period before him and the wife come home, because she'll just pick him up on the way back.
Okay.
So that's why I usually try and cut it about 4:30, because 4:30 is when she gets out of work and she goes to pick him up. So by that time I can at least have dinner started, or, make sure everything's good around the house before she gets home and I have to listen to a pregnant woman yell at me, and I really don't feel like having that every day of my life.
Oh my god, I totally get it. Oh, hold on 1 second. I will be back.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do a little public shilling then real quick while she's gone. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, just go to Podcast Daddy. And I think this will be, well, fuck, I'll just cut this little part out because I really got nothing in here to say to do an intermission, so I'm just going to bullshit. How's everybody's day going? We doing good? We doing all right? Everybody staying safe in this coronavirus thing, keeping your masks on, washing your hands, not licking any doorknobs. Please don't lick doorknobs. Even when this shit is over, that should be like the last thing you should do is just see a doorknob and think, that looks tasty as fuck. I would totally lick that doorknob. So this is where the intermission begins. Things just happen for this. So going back, as I'm thinking about this right now, just sitting here, if you are a male streamer who goes in, who sees a female streamer
Okay, hello. Speaking of said child, she just full on kicked off.
Okay, good, because I was trying to bullshit there for a second, and I was thinking, okay, well.
Nope, it's good. I've started it. She's now sat in her crib with some toys and her nursery rhymes. Her nursery rhyme video paused, so she was plunged into complete darkness and wasn't happy about it. To be honest, I wouldn't be either. So.
Neither would I if my shit just turned off and I have no physical way of turning it back on. Okay, so let's get back into streaming since we just spent 25 minutes talking about being parents.
Oh, of course. It happens.
So, do you feel as a female streamer you are at less of an advantage or more of an advantage than male streamers?
I think I personally am at a disadvantage because, as we were talking about before, I don't use my body to sell my stream.
Yeah.
But I'm also I feel like there's two sides to streaming. There's the people who use there's three sides. Let's go with three. There's the people who use their bodies. There's the people who are good at games, and then there's the people who are entertaining and funny and have personality. And I think that middle bit is really hard to get somewhere because I'm not that great at games.
Yeah.
I die a lot. In most survival games, I'm playing with my partner, and I'm basically a housewife, so it's not very interesting gameplay. So I just try to fill it with my personality. I mean, I've spent most of my life on stage, so I'm used to people being there and people watching me and performing. But sometimes I feel like if I was better at games, I would probably get more places, or if I was more conventionally attractive or had a bigger chest or utilized my body, then I would get more views. But I'm just not about that live streaming for me. I was absolutely gobsmacked when I even hit affiliate because
Same.
I'm exactly. Yeah, it's because I started streaming because it was something for me to fill my time. I enjoy streaming and I enjoy meeting new people and making friends. I met you through my stream.
Mm-hmm.
I met actually 90% of the people that I game with these days, I met through my stream. And that's something that people don't see with Twitch. People see money signs with Twitch, and it's not like that. I've been affiliate now for a good few months, and I still haven't had a payout from Twitch. Because
I think the payout's like $100 something bucks.
You need to hit $100, and then 15 days after that you get that $100. But also in order to be streaming full time, you need 3,000 consistent subs that sub every month without fail to replace the income of a full-time job. And that's really hard to get to. I'm not streaming to make money.
I don't have that much dedication.
It's amazing.
Like I have I have dedication to, you know, stream on a consistent schedule. Like, yeah, that's no problem. But streaming every day for close to 5-6 hours, one, my ass would hurt. Two, I would get a headache from looking at my computer screen that long. And three, it would just irritate. I would get so sick of it because it's like, this is a pastime. I don't do, you know, like you, I don't do this for money. I could care less if I get paid. That's what I have. That's what I have a 9 to 5 for. That's what I have a literal job for.
Exactly. Like, I'm on maternity leave right now, and I was streaming a little bit before when I was pregnant, but I found I could not sit at my computer desk for longer than maybe 2 hours before my bump started to hurt, my back started to hurt, my legs started to hurt, because, like, when you're pregnant, everything hurts.
Yeah.
All of the time, pretty much. And
Not...
sitting in an upright position and gaming wasn't something that my body wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, like, I stopped when I had my baby, and then I came back a couple months ago. And because I'm on maternity leave, I have so much free time. And I was just like, do you know what? I was like, I might as well just start streaming again, because I had pretty consistent viewers. I have some regulars. I still have some regulars that were there when I was pregnant that keep coming back because they enjoy me. Like, one of my longest serving viewers was actually watching me when I was playing Ark on the PS4.
Is it Midget?
And still, no, actually. I only met Midget, a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, like, we have not known each other long. I actually met him through Rova.
Rova.
So
I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
Oh, have you not? Maybe she hasn't been in my stream when you have. I've streamed with her a couple of times, but yeah, she's actually my real life best friend. So, like, we game a lot together, which is fine. But, like,
oh no, I remember that was the one day you had that guy in your chat that was like getting real weird, real fast.
Yep. 100%. Yes.
And I may have been antagonizing that. May have been antagonizing that just a little bit.
I think the funniest thing was that when he came back, he was like, "Yeah, guys, that wasn't chill. Really sorry." And then he was fine for the rest of the stream. Like, that's why I don't like having mods that are too hot-headed. Like, my mods will not do anything without my say-so.
Yeah.
Unless it's Aaron. If somebody comes in and starts being really sexually explicit towards me, Aaron will just permaban the fuck out of that person.
Smack the ban hammer on them bitches.
Exactly. Because, like, you wouldn't be comfortable. I wouldn't be comfortable with somebody coming into, like, Aaron's streaming being really sexually explicit and saying what they want to do to his body and stuff. Like, that would make me really uncomfortable.
Yeah. So why would he allow that, you know, somebody to come into your shit and do that?
Exactly. And especially because I am a female. I think people seem to think that they can say anything to females if they want to. Like, if a female puts herself online, then apparently it's fair game. And it's just not.
It's fair. Isn't. It's fair game to an extent. Like, normal shit talking, like, you piece of shit, or, you know, you fucking cunt. You know, that's normal. That's normal.
Exactly.
That's normal
You're
banter.
gonna get
but
people like that.
But making, like, sexual assault jokes, that's like, okay, dude, come on, reel it back. That's like a I've known you for a while sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, it's really strange. Like, my type of humor, I have very, very dark humor. I always have.
No wonder we talk so well. I knew there was something.
Exactly. Exactly. But, like, there comes a line in dark humor where it's just offensive. And
yeah.
Like,
where it's no longer
not supposed to be offensive.
Where it's no longer like a blanket joke, but it's a joke directed at somebody.
100%, definitely. And, like, it's hard in streams to gauge that. It's hard to judge when it's time for the ban hammer. And it's tough because you're sat there, you're trying to talk to your viewers, the people who are being nice, and you've got this one guy, like, dominating the chat, just being a total cunt.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but really, there's no need. Like, this is a nice place here. We're all chill. Like, we don't need to know how big your dick is just because you seem to think that you're an alpha male in this chat. And like, there's a lot of that on Twitch. But
I still
also,
apologize for sending Jim Tickler to your stream. I still apologize
oh
for
my
that.
god, Jim Tickler is the absolute. He's just the summit of ridiculousness. But it's funny. It's not offensive.
It's because
I've never been offended.
That's one of the guys. That's actually somebody I know in real life. Like, I went to school with this guy,
Okay.
so I understand what he's doing, but he totally understands if I'm like, yo, dude, you got to bring it back a little bit. He gets it. He's like, okay, I'll tone it down a little bit.
Of course, yeah. And like the type of people who will just tone it down, fine. But then when you tell people to tone it down and then they just go tenfold, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, enough now.
Yeah,
It
they're
gets
just like, fuck you. You're
exhausting.
not going to tell me what to do and all that.
Totally.
That's when it gets ridiculous. Like, okay, if you're gonna be like that, then get fucked.
Totally. And like, you see, Twitch is. I'm not gonna say Twitch itself is quite toxic. I think the communities around it, like around Twitch and around streaming in general, whether it's YouTube, Mixer, Facebook, anything like that.
D-Live.
I think.
Oh God, D-Live.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we love D-Live.
Oh, I see. I use D-Live for like one podcast, the Kill Stream. They like stream specifically on there because they got banned on YouTube. So that's where oh yeah.
Oh God.
Well, they had a live debate on whether the Holocaust actually happened or not. So.
Oh damn! Yeah, I'm not surprised I got flagged.
Yeah. That's one of those, like, I'll explain, not on my shit.
Oh yeah, totally.
But they stream directly on, D-Live, so of course, while I'm sitting there waiting, I'll scroll through some of the other channels, and oh my God, some of the content I find is just grade A cringe, and I love it.
Yeah, see, I think the most cringe. I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit for this in the comments section. I think the most cringe streamer I've ever actually sat and watched is Dr. Disrespect.
I can't stand that motherfucker.
Everybody hypes him up and says, "Oh, he's so great," and it's like he's just a budget discounted Weird Al Yankovic. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
literally what he is, and I don't understand why people like him, but neither am I going to be like, oh my God, you like Dr. Disrespect? We're never talking. Like, I'm not that type of person. Like, people like their own shit. Like, there's people in the world that still religiously watch people like KSI, and like, he's cringe.
Oh,
that
is God tier cringe.
Oh yeah, like it's like, it's almost like heavenly the amount of cringe that goes into their videos, and it's
I will give them props on their editing
like,
video. I will give them props on their editing, though. Their editing is like magnifique.
Oh yeah, like I wish I could. I use Sony Vegas to edit.
Same.
To edit Aaron's YouTube videos, because he does like outdoorsy stuff on YouTube. So he just goes and records it. Yeah, man, he's like a proper survivalist camper and stuff like that. So he does that on YouTube.
I'm just saying, the end of the world's coming. I'm coming to Ireland because I don't know shit about surviving. So,
you'd be pretty safe. He's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he can do quite a bit. He went out on a 6-hour long hike. I'm really surprised about how he didn't die. He messaged me 2 hours into this hike and told me that he ran out of water, and it was like, you're probably gonna laugh because it's not very hot, but it was like 25 degrees Celsius. Now, for us tiny little pale Scottish people, that is like ridiculously sweating weather. And he wasn't back until 6 hours after that phone call, and his phone had died. I was convinced that he just passed out somewhere. It was like 127 hours situation, and like, I was just gonna find him somewhere like SpongeBob in the SpongeBob movie when he's like drying up under the lamp.
Excuse
Like,
me,
I was
that wasn't
convinced-
in the movie. Thank you.
Was it not?
No, it was just a show when he goes into Sandy's dome and you get the meme where it's like, I need it.
No, in the movie.
Oh,
when him and
when they're
Patrick are under the lamp.
wow.
They're under like the hot lamp.
I need to officially give away my SpongeBob fan card.
Get educated. Come on.
And the sad part is
No,
that's one
like,
of those movies I know word for word.
Oh god. Why?
I'm
But
a
then,
giant fan of
I know-
SpongeBob. I always have been. Holy shit, that's okay, sorry. While you've been sitting here telling me about, Aaron going on a hike, I have had to do like conversions because I don't know what Celsius is. Because
Okay.
because that American education did me real well.
Oh yeah.
But 77 degrees, holy shit, yeah, that is hot.
Okay, so it is actually quite hot. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
yeah.
like blistering heat, and like he ran out of water 2 hours into this hike. So I was convinced that I was like, he's gonna die out there, like, because he was on the beach, so he didn't have any fresh water near him to fill up his water bottle or anything like that. So I was like, oh my god, this is it. And I watched the video back as I was editing it, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like you start to see like his lips crust over, and like he is severely dehydrated by the time he gets like 3/4 of the way into the video. But like that day he just waltzed in at like 7 o'clock in the evening after leaving at like 10:30 in the morning to go to like the shops, get some supplies, and then head out for this hike. And like
Just walks in like, hey, what's good?
he just waltzed in and was like, Niels, get me a glass of water. And I was like, holy shit, okay. Ran and got him like a full blown pint glass of water, and that was gone in seconds. So I just got him another one. And like it's strange watching it back in an editing software, because you're like, shit, like this actually happened. And he was concentrated on recording it for content instead of staying alive.
That's dedication. Damn.
That is dedication. But no, like editing's really hard. Like,
oh yes, it is. Oh god, yes, it is.
Oh my god, I can like split, and I can cut bits out. But that's pretty much it. I'm just learning how to do subtitles right now, which are taking me like, oh my god, they take me a solid like 2 minutes just for like a patch of speech. Like it's so confusing to me to put subtitles on. And then you see videos like do you watch the Misfits, like Fitz and
Fitz and yeah.
Yes, so you see their videos and they've got like their different colored fucking subtitles popping up all over the screen, and I'm like, oh my god, that would take me at least 4 weeks to edit those subtitles in. Like, that's insane. And it's just, yeah, like editing's hard. So I will give props to YouTubers with their editing. 100%.
Yeah. And I will especially give props to people that are like, you know what, I can't do it, but I will pay somebody to do it for me.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Like I wish I'd gone into like education for something like that.
Wait,
like,
do you guys not have like what would it be? We have Votech up here, which is like from the very beginning of the morning till about lunchtime. We go to another area and study like a certain subject, like say video editing software or agriculture or being a mechanic for like 4 hours a day.
No, we don't have that here.
Chalk one up for America then. Hell yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that's really cool. Like so when you're in high school, you can disappear to like our local college for like 1 day a week.
No,
do
it's
something like cookery.
It was every Monday,
like,
Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay, yeah, we definitely did not have something like that. That's mental.
Yep, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you go to a building called Votech, and you study one certain subject. And unfortunately, I didn't get that card in the draw because I moved around a lot. So when Votech was happening, I was in New Mexico, and apparently they didn't believe in that.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so everything I've learned when it comes to like video or audio or everything, it's been self-taught.
Yeah, like I remember when I was like 14, I was recording my own covers, and I discovered Audacity, or I don't know how to say it.
Audacity.
Audacity. That's what I thought it was. And like I discovered it, and I realized that I could sit there and I could pirate a YouTube video that was a karaoke, and just like download it as an MP3 and put it on, and then sing over it. But then I
So
could
when
also
you say
put another
pirate, you mean
recording.
review copy, right?
Yeah, I basically mean just like you go to a website called like YouTube to MP3. You type in the link and you download the MP3.
Oh, we all remember those. We all remember using those at one point.
Yeah, when I was like 14 and I didn't know any better. So like, yeah, it's quite strange. Like,
That kind of sounds like using LimeWire.
oh my God, LimeWire. See, we didn't really use LimeWire in like where I was. Like they used LimeWire where Aaron was in like the 90s, because Aaron's quite a bit older than I am. So I'm more of a 2000s baby. I was born in 98, so I don't really remember the 90s.
Oh,
But like
okay.
I still remember sort of like dial-up connection.
Oh
So-
God, dial-up connection. That noise.
Yeah.
That noise just gives me PTSD every time I hear it.
Oh my God, honestly, like if we have to phone like a specific number, I can't remember. It's something medical, and it has that fucking number, like that fucking number dialing shit in there instead of like the normal just ringing sound. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, my teeth hurt from listening to that. Like that is the worst sound in the world. But yeah, like Aaron's quite a bit older than I am, so I didn't have LimeWire. I had something called BearShare. Did you ever use BearShare?
BearShare.
That was just the dodgiest shit. Like
We were willing to give our
Or, like-
computers full-blown AIDS just for a track, just for a single song, a single 2-minute song. We were willing to like
Yeah, and
completely destroy our entire system for that one thing.
And then like at the end of it, it probably had something like Kiss FM at the end of it, and you had to try and like cut it out before it started with the Kiss FM.
Oh,
Oh
Jesus.
my God. Or like sitting next to your radio with your like Motorola Razor, like recording the songs. Jesus Christ.
For the perfect ringtone, then people started talking like, "Shut the fuck up! I only get one chance at
Yeah.
this. I don't know when I'm gonna hear this again."
Exactly. But like nowadays there's shit like Spotify and stuff. Like Spotify is like godsend. Like
Oh,
my
yes.
entire life is revolved around music. Like I do
I
my
pay
housework
that.
with music. I do everything.
I pay that $10 a month for Spotify Premium.
Oh yeah, so do I.
Just because I use it that
But-
much, and I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to ads that consistently. I don't have that kind of time.
Honestly, like every 2 tracks, it's like it's telling you to buy Spotify Premium. And it's like, do you know what? It's like you're fucking right. Like
Yeah, it's like at this point, fuck it. Okay, here you go. Here's the $10. Keep taking it. As long as you don't tell me what to do, fucking have it. I don't care.
totally. And like Spotify is just so great because like obviously without premium you can't play specific songs. So
No,
like
you
if
gotta
you're in the
hope it
car,
gets played.
totally, you just have to shuffle like a random album with like 400 songs on it, and it's like, oh, okay, well we hope it comes up. But like now my son can just be like, oh, can you play the Pokemon theme tune like when we're in the car? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I can. And I'll just like bring it up and load it up, and it's there. Like back when I was his age, that shit was not a thing. You heard the Pokemon theme tune when it was on the fucking TV.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was it. And like it's so strange.
Oh, dude, I
But, like-
got a funny story to tell you about the Pokemon theme song.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I graduated in 14, and we had
Okay.
to pick our walking song or our class song. We had to pick between Young Wild. It gets better. We had a pick of Young, Wild, and Free by Wiz Khalifa.
Oh God.
Something by Jason Aldean.
Okay.
A song by Jason Derulo, and the Pokemon theme song.
Obviously the Pokemon theme song. Obviously.
Guess which one won?
Probably fucking Wiz Khalifa.
Nope. What was the last option you picked?
Definitely Pokemon.
Yes, our class song was the Pokemon theme song.
That's incredible.
So
I love that.
So as we are walking into the gymnasium to get our diplomas, you just hear, "I wanna be the very best," and I was like,
Oh, I bet your teachers were like, do they really deserve this diploma though after that shit? Like,
Oh, our teachers were so fucking ready for us to get out of there. You could
you know
just
what? I didn't even graduate, so I have no idea what that's like. I left high school at 16 with nothing, literally nothing. I have nothing under my belt other than two half completed degrees.
That's still something, though.
Oh yeah, still slightly something.
I mean, come on. Some people graduate high school and still don't know how to do basic math.
Yeah, that's Aaron.
I didn't mean it like that, but okay.
Oh no, it is. It is Aaron. Aaron has street smarts.
Ah.
But
okay.
he is not. In fact, it's not that he's not intelligent. He just doesn't have the baseline intelligence. Like, he can probably tell you how far away the moon is, and like, he can tell you anything you fucking want about Australia. But like, ask him to spell necessary, and he'll have a stroke. Like, he couldn't do it.
He'll have a stroke.
Yeah.
I don't know why
like,
that was so
his
funny.
brain just can't handle it. Like, he just can't.
It's like,
And
we got all trivia knowledge, but when it comes to actual stuff, it's like, oh, wow, all right, we need to talk about this.
110%. Like, he asked me yesterday what 8 + 8 was. He was trying to figure out the amount of electric fences he needed for a 7 days to die base. And he was like, what's 8 + 8? And I was like, Aaron, what the fuck? I was like, it's 16. And then he was like, okay, that's fine. But like, it baffles me, because I was, not to blow my own trumpet or anything, but I've always been a very quick learner.
Yeah.
So I could like read and write before I went to school.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. He asked me how to spell horde, but then he spelled it with an A, and I was like, no, that's when you like have loads of shit all the time.
I was about to say,
like,
okay, cut him some slack on that one, because that's kind of like, which horde are you trying to spell here?
Yeah, exactly. And like, it's really strange to me that like I left school at 16 with nothing, but he has an engineering degree, I'm pretty sure, but he can't spell the word necessary. And it's mind-blowing that somebody can get a degree and not have the baseline stuff that I assumed everybody had.
Wow. Some, I mean, it's spelling. Spelling sometimes isn't people's strong point on that, to be honest.
Oh my god, like that little kid in... I wish I went to spelling bees like that. You know that kid in that Vine that's like iridocyclitis?
Yeah, I seen that. I'm like, boy,
Yeah.
you spelt that with like no second thought.
Yeah, like he didn't care about anything. It was there in his brain immediately. And it's so strange. Because the only reason... I was just speaking about how Aaron can't spell necessary, but the only reason that I know how to spell necessary is because I know it has one C. I think of it as a shirt. It has one collar and two C's. And that's literally the only way that I can spell the word necessary. I still use the anagram for because. Not the anagram, oh my god.
I was about to say anagram. What? Anagram for because?
No, not an anagram. It's like when every letter means something.
Oh, shit. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of what it's. I can't think of
the actual name.
Yeah. All right, but we are coming up on 53 minutes, and
53 minutes.
Yes, I actually. Thank you for going longer. I really appreciate that.
It's no problem at all. I'm just sitting here chilling with my fairy lights and my cider, so I'm good.
Okay, but I'm gonna let you go here because I do have I have the first part to actually record too.
Oh yeah, the little first part that comes on. Okay, so that's awesome. When can I expect to hear this / see it on YouTube, I guess?
Everything should be up on Sunday. I will definitely send you like a direct link as soon as it's ready.
That'd be pretty cool, yeah.
Now, if you want to go, where can people find you? Where can they, social medias, whatever? Twitch, Twitter.
Okay. Oh god, I'll fire through them because they're pretty much all different. So I stream mainly survival games on twitch.tv/SavageLife X. You can find me on Twitter. I don't really use it that much, but I'm there kind of sometimes, which is Savage_Life X. And then Instagram is where you will most likely find me. I'm a massive catfish. I don't actually look like my Instagram photos, but who does? And that's savage.life.x.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say before let you go?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to put an absolutely shameless plug for Aaron's YouTube channel. You can just search Fuster Outdoors. Just Fuster Outdoors on YouTube. He does camping videos and stuff like that, and it's all edited by yours truly. So you can go and shame my editing while telling him how wonderful he is.
All right, bet. I might check that out after I'm done doing what I got to do when I let you go.
Totally.
All right, but I really appreciate you coming on and doing this, being the very first guest on my solo show. I really, really, you have no idea how much I appreciate that and being so easy to work with.
You know, I'm just buzzing that you actually asked me because it's I've never done it before. So, and it was actually really easy. I was really nervous before, but yeah, it was really easy. It was good. It was nice to talk to you, just like chill.
Exactly, and that's what I wanted to tell you. But I'm gonna be like, man, if I tell her, don't freak out, she's gonna freak out more. So.
Definitely, I 100% would have.
Exactly. So it's like sink or swim at this point.
Definitely.
But again,
just throw her into the deep end. Fuck it.
Basically, sink or swim. That's how we do this around here.
Yep.
But Savage, thank you very much for being on here. I really appreciate it. And are you going to be live tonight at any point, or?
I am. I'm literally just about to go through and give my baby a bottle, and then I will be live. So you can pop in my stream if you feel like it.
Oh, I probably will.
Perfect. I'll see you there.
All right. You have a good day.
You too.
All right. Now it's just me here. Oh, that was wonderful. That was great for a first time, especially with her first time doing like a podcast or something. Not to stroke my own ego here, but I've been in the podcasting game for 2 years now. Has it been 2 years? It has been 2 years. But thank you very much for listening to this, watching this. I really appreciate it. If you want to find me on any social medias, you can find me Twitter and Instagram at PodcastDaddy. Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch is all PodcastDaddy. The only one that's different is my Snapchat, which is Mr. Funny Nuts with a Z. And this will most likely be up on Anchor first until it gets thrown onto other websites. And when it gets thrown onto other websites, I will put out a tweet or put out something to let everybody know that it's Yeah, I'm going to have to cut that part out because my cable just fell out of my microphone because I was moving my arms around too much. But again, if you want to find me on any social media, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, it's all Podcast Daddy, and then Snapchat is Mr. Funny Nuts. Like I said, this should be up on major feeds and YouTube by Sunday. By Sunday at some point is going to be the upload schedule. It's going to be the weekly upload schedule. So, again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Have a great day. Keep your balls clean.